my dear students. Hope you are safe during this lockdown period. So during this lockdown period, let us start up with the first topic of human reproduction. So today we are going to start up with the first part of human reproduction, that is male reproductive system. Okay, so before going into the detail, let us know what is reproduction. So reproduction is a most important process during which an organism produces the offspring of the same kind. So the organism produces the progeny of its own species. So reproduction plays an important role in the life of each and every individual. So as you know, lower forms, that is plants and animals, reproduce asexually and higher forms reproduce sexually. So human beings undergo sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction is an advanced type of reproduction. Next, let us know about the types of reproduction. So asexual reproduction involves no production of gametes, neither there is fusion of gametes. But sexual reproduction plays an important role in gamete production. It also involves fusion of gametes. So in case of humans, sexual reproduction is most eminent. So sexual reproduction includes production of offsprings. So in humans, it is viviparous type of reproduction. Let us know about the important events in human beings. So as you know, the major reproductive events in humans include gametogenesis. So what is gametogenesis? So gametogenesis involves production of gametes. So sperms and egg, that is the ovum, are produced during this period of gametogenesis. Immediately after this process, the next step or the next event in reproduction is insemination. So what is insemination? So insemination is a process during which the sperms are transferred towards the female gamete. So second important event is insemination. Next event is fertilization. So what is fertilization? It involves fusion of gametes. So fertilization plays an important role in the process of reproduction, during which both the gametes, that is sperm and egg, undergo fusion. So immediately there is formation of zygote. Now next important event in human beings is implantation. So what is implantation? So implantation is a phenomenon in which the zygote gets attached to the uterine wall. After implantation, next important event in human beings is gestation period. So pregnancy period in humans is for 9 months, that is more or less 270 days, and this period is called as the gestation period. And last but not the least, most important event is parturition. So in common terms, we call it as childbirth. Immediately after 9 months, the fully developed fetus is delivered, and this process is called as parturition. Okay, so let us summarize the most important events of human reproduction. First is gametogenesis, second insemination, third fertilization, fourth implantation, fifth gestation, and last event is parturition. Next, let us study about male reproductive system. So what is reproductive system? So reproductive system includes reproductive organs. So especially in man, the reproductive organ is testis, and in woman it is ovary. So the reproductive organ, it is associated with different organs located in the pelvic region. So pelvic region is the thigh region below the abdominal cavity. So the male reproductive system is located in the pelvic region, and it includes the following parts. So first part of the male reproductive system includes testis, second accessory ducts, that is the additional organs or supporting organs to the testis. Third is the accessory glands, and last but not the least, it is external genitalia. So the male reproductive system includes testis, accessory ducts, accessory glands, and external genitalia. So, as you know, testis is the most important reproductive organ in males. So, the main function of testis is production of sperms. So, when does human male produce these sperms? Production of sperms takes place at the age of puberty, which is also called as maturity. So in human males, the puberty age is in between 13 to 16 years. So in between this age, the reproductive organ, that is the testis, becomes functional and it starts producing sperms. So just remember, my dear students, even though the reproductive organs, that is the testis, is present right from the birth, it remains functional, or it gains its functionality right at the age of puberty. So only at the age of puberty this organ becomes functional and it starts producing sperms. Okay, so the male reproductive system includes testis, which is the main organ, accessory ducts, accessory glands, and external genitalia. Okay, so let us have a look at the parts of male reproductive system. So human male reproductive system includes the following parts. So it includes testis, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, urethra, and penis. So all these are the important organs of the male reproductive system, and these organs are also called as accessory ducts. So just remember, the accessory ducts of male reproductive system includes a pair of testes, a pair of epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, urethra and penis. Okay, so pause and look at the diagram. So you can take down the following diagram. So next, let us have a look at the first important organ of the male reproductive system, that is testis. Okay, so testis. So testis, as you know, it is the primary sex organ in human males. So it is the most important sex organ located in the pelvic cavity outside the abdomen. So it is located just below the abdominal cavity in the pelvic region, and as a result this organ, that is testis, it is found inside, or it is descended inside a sac-like structure called as scrotum. So what is scrotum? So scrotum is a pouch, or it is a sac-like structure inside which the testis is descended. So finally this scrotum is a protective pouch inside which the testis is located. So finally the temperature inside the scrotum is from 2 to 2.5 degree centigrade. So this temperature, it is maintained inside the scrotum because it helps in production of sperms. So as you know, scrotum, it plays an important role in spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis is nothing but sperm production. So scrotum, it plays an important role in production of sperms because it has a low temperature. So this temperature, it is lower than our body temperature. So finally scrotum is a protective covering for the testis. So next important organ is the testis itself. So as you know, testis is the primary sex organ in human males. It is located in the pelvic cavity and it is oval in its shape. So finally testis, it is about 4 to 5 centimeters in its length and it is about 2 to 5 centimeters in its width. So finally each testis is covered by 3 important coverings, namely tunica vaginalis, tunica vasculosa and tunica albuginea. So finally each testis, it is covered by 3 important protective coverings, namely tunica albuginea, tunica vasculosa and tunica vaginalis. So when we take a cross section of testis and observe it under the microscope, we can see about 200 to 250 compartments, and they are called as testicular lobules. So finally in each testis there are about 250 testicular lobules. So these testicular lobules play an important role. So these testes, they contain 200 to 250 testicular lobules. So each testicular lobule, it in turn contains 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules. So inside these testicular lobules, seminiferous tubules are found. So what is the number of these seminiferous tubules? So they range from 1 to 3 in their number. So just remember, in each testis there are about 600 to 700 millions of seminiferous tubules, but in each testicular lobule there are about 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules. Okay, so finally, testis, it is a most important sex organ in human males. It is covered by a protective covering called as scrotum. The shape of the testis is oval, and in each testis there are about 250 testicular compartments or testicular lobules, which in turn contain seminiferous tubules. So next, let us have a look at the internal structure of the testis. So the testis contains about 600 to 700 millions of seminiferous tubules. So these seminiferous tubules contain two types of cells. So these cells are of two types, and they are called as male germinal cells. So first type of cells in the seminiferous tubules are male germinal cells, or they are also called as sperm mother cells or spermatogonia. So the main function of these cells is sperm production. So seminiferous tubules contain male germinal cells whose main function is to produce sperms, and second type of cells in the seminiferous tubules are Sertoli cells. So Sertoli cells are also called as nurse cells, or they are called as sustentacular cells. So the main function of Sertoli cells is to provide nutrition to the developing sperms. So the developing sperms require nutrition, or they get nourishment from these Sertoli cells. So next, let us know about the male reproductive system. So finally, the male reproductive system includes, especially the testis includes another type of cells called as Leydig cells. So what are these Leydig cells? So these Leydig cells, which are also called as interstitial cells of Leydig, so they are found in between the seminiferous tubules. So in between the seminiferous tubules there are highly specialized cells called as interstitial cells of Leydig, or they are also called by another one name, that is Leydig cells. So this part in the testis considered as the endocrine part. So this is the part in the testis, that is the interstitial cells in between the seminiferous tubules are considered as the endocrine part in the testis. Why? Because these Leydig cells are involved in production of a hormone called as testosterone. So I think you remember this male sex hormone called as testosterone testosterone. So the main function of testosterone, which is also named as androgen, so its important function is it helps to maintain the functioning of the male reproductive system. So it helps to maintain, it helps in the overall development of the reproductive organs. Apart from that, this hormone testosterone, it helps in development of secondary sexual characters in males. So what are these secondary sexual characters? So these characters, morphological characters, especially development of beard, mustache, etc. So all these secondary sexual characters can be seen at the age of puberty, and this is due to the presence of testosterone. So apart from that, the most important function of testosterone is production of sperms. So it also helps in sperm production, that is spermatogenesis. So finally, Leydig cells play an important role in production of a testicular hormone. So hormone which is produced in the testis, it is called as the testicular hormone, and it is involved in production of sperms. So finally, the interstitial cells of Leydig play an important role in sperm production. So finally, here let us know about seminiferous tubules. So in this diagram, let us take a transverse section. So in the transverse section of seminiferous tubules, we can see the presence of Sertoli cells. We can also see the presence of sperm mother cells, and we can also see the presence of Leydig cells, that is interstitial cells of Leydig. So seminiferous tubules, they are found inside the testis. So on right hand side you can see testicular compartment. So you can pause the diagram and take down the diagram. So next we can have a look at the micrograph, electron micrograph of seminiferous tubules. So these seminiferous tubules, they are highly coiled, tubular in their nature, and they are lined by epithelial line. So finally, let us have a look at the most important part of the male reproductive system. So as you know, the male reproductive system includes accessory ducts. So what are these accessory ducts? So male accessory ducts include testis, epididymis, vas deferens, then ejaculatory duct, urethra, and penis. So finally, these are the accessory ducts. So rete testis. So these male accessory ducts also include rete testis. So what is rete testis? So the seminiferous tubules, they unite at a particular point, and the network of these tubules is called as rete testis. So finally, this rete testis, it branches further into vas efferentia. So finally, seminiferous tubules, they unite at a point, that is rete testis, which divides further into vas efferentia. So finally, rete testis and vas efferentia are the terms related to the seminiferous tubules. So next, important accessory accessory duct is epididymis. So as you know, the first important accessory duct is the testis, followed by epididymis. So what is this epididymis? So epididymis is a comma-shaped structure and it is located on the lateral side of the testis. So just on the lateral side of the testis, we can see the presence of a comma-shaped structure called as epididymis. So as you know, the epididymis is consisting of three important parts, namely anterior part called as caput epididymis, middle part corpus epididymis, and posterior part is cauda epididymis. So what is the function of epididymis? So the main function of epididymis is it helps in conduction of sperms. So it helps in transferring the sperms to the next part of the male reproductive system. So just after the epididymis, next part is the vas deferens. So what is vas deferens? So vas deferens is a highly coiled, so it is about 10 to 12 centimeters in its length and it is found hanging over the urinary bladder. So finally the vas deferens, it hangs over the urinary bladder and further it joins with the seminal vesicle, so to form the ejaculatory duct. So the ejaculatory duct is formed at the junction of vas deferens and seminal vesicle. So vas deferens is a highly coiled tubular structure which is found hanging over the urinary bladder, and the main function of vas is conduction of sperms. So finally, next important part of male reproductive system is the ejaculatory duct. So what is the ejaculatory duct? Ejaculatory duct is present at the junction of seminal vesicle and vas deferens. So the main function of ejaculatory duct is it stores the sperms and it also helps in the transfer of the sperms to the exterior of the male reproductive system. So finally, ejaculatory duct, it also helps in conduction of sperms. So the next part of the male reproductive system includes urethra. So as you know, urethra in males acts as a common passage for the flow of urine and also for the flow of sperms. So in other ways, we can say that urethra is dual in its function. So it not only helps in passage of urine, but it also helps in transmission of semen containing sperms. So finally, urethra, it is divided into three parts, namely prostate urethra, membranous urethra and penile urethra. So the part of urethra near the prostate gland. So it is called as prostate urethra. Middle part of urethra is called as membranous urethra, and the part of urethra near the penis, it is called as penile urethra. So finally, urethra is dual in its function. So the urethra, it originates from the urinary bladder. So as you can see in the diagram, the urethra, it extends or it originates from the urinary bladder and it extends up till the penis. So hence this part of urethra is called as urinary meatus. So finally, urinary meatus is the part of urethra which originates from the urinary bladder and that extends up till the penis. So finally here, the most important part in human males which is dual in its function is the urethra. And last but not the least, most important part of the male reproductive system is the penis. So as you can see in the diagram of male reproductive system, the last part of the male reproductive system includes penis. So penis, it is called as the copulatory organ. So why is it called so? Because penis, it helps in transferring the sperms inside the female reproductive system, and hence it is called as the copulatory organ, or it is also called as the intromittent organ. So as you can see in the diagram, the penis is covered by a loose folding of skin and it is called as prepuce, or it is called as the foreskin. So finally, the distal end of the penis is called as glans. So finally, in this diagram of male reproductive system, we can have a glans at the accessory ducts that include testis, then epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, urethra and penis. So finally, all these are the important accessory ducts in human males. So finally, after this, the most important part of the male reproductive system includes accessory glands. So accessory glands include prostate gland, seminal vesicle and bulbourethral gland. So finally, the main or the most important accessory glands are a pair of seminal vesicles, prostate gland, which is the largest gland in the male reproductive system, and last but not the least is the bulbourethral gland. So what is the function of all these glands? So these glands, that is the accessory glands, are involved in production of semen. So semen, it is a most important mucus secretion which helps in survival of the sperms. So sperms, they survive for a longer time due to the presence of the semen. So semen not only helps in the survival of the sperms, but it also helps in transferring the sperms. So finally, all the accessory glands, that is the seminal vesicles, prostate gland and bulbourethral gland. It is also called as the Cowper's gland. So finally all these glands are involved in production of semen. So let us know what is the composition of semen. So semen is made up of what? So semen contains fructose. So as you know, fructose is a most important carbohydrate. So it provides energy for the sperms. So semen, it contains fructose which provides energy for the sperms, and it also contains prostaglandin. So prostaglandin, it helps in transferring the sperms towards the egg. And last important composition of the semen is citric acid. So this citric acid, it acts as the sperm nutrient. So it provides nourishment to the sperms. So finally, semen contains three important components. First one is fructose, second is the prostaglandin, and third is the presence of citric acid. So apart from that, semen also contains clotting factors. So these clotting factors, it helps in coagulation of semen. So semen production can be stopped. So release of semen can be stopped due to the presence of these clotting factors or clotting proteins. So finally, the most important function of the accessory glands is production of semen. So the main function of semen is lubrication. So let us have a summary of male reproductive system. So today we have gone through the introduction to human reproduction. We have studied about male reproductive system and the external features, which includes testes. So gonads are nothing but the sex organs. So sex organs which produce gametes, so they are called as gonads. So finally, the male reproductive system includes the most important sex organ or the gonad, which is called as testis, followed by the accessory ducts, that is the supporting ducts or the supporting organs that include epididymis, vas deferens, rete testis, ejaculatory duct, urethra and penis, and last but not the least, accessory glands, that is seminal vesicle, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland, etc. Thank you all.